Alright, so the first match... you want all... Yeah, Big Boss remains on his lead. And I got to catch some of his match in advance against Carbini. And what I saw, his strengths, when he's in the driver's seat, he will keep his frames, man. He doesn't have many openings. Dude, in another universe, you would have been. If your match was on stream, I totally would have gone over it for you too. Wouldn't be the first time. So his first strength is that he runs his offense well, but it comes with the big weakness that he uses buttons to keep his offense. Right? He doesn't use movement, he uses buttons. And the problem with buttons is that if it's plus, it's committal. And it's either interruptible or high. There are almost no moves in the game that are very fast and mid and give you big frames. Your weakness, forgetting the third dimension exists. Exactly. And if you look at his offensive sequences, he likes doing moves that track. So, like, in this matchup, it's mostly okay. Or maybe they just track me because I'm king and king is fat as fuck. But as king, in his mix situations, I have to hard commit to either ducking the low or blocking the mid and then taking my turn and hoping he doesn't arm parry because I have to fish with down forward 2 because that move is too good to not fish with. Right? But because he uses buttons instead of buttons in combination with movement, it means he's always taking a risk to keep his offense going. Right? Also, this is a weakness. He has one timing. Throughout our sets, he does not change timings. He either gets in and overwhelms and rushes down, or he doesn't get in and overwhelm and rush down and dies. But once I got used to the timing and the fact that he's trying to keep his offense with buttons means that he doesn't want to play defense. And if somebody doesn't want to play defense, they're taking a lot of extra risks that they frankly do not need to take if they're more confident in their defense. Like, being able to back off is a pretty big strength in this game. Like, being comfortable, just like, okay, I can end my offense here. Like, I'll take another neutral interaction, or they'll mess up at some point. Like, not getting desperate and blowing yourself up on the 7th consecutive hard read. It's something you don't run into too much. So, and I have this in mind. I need to keep my offense running. I had that in my head from last week. So, yeah. Let's jump right into it. Classic Big Bosses remains. Or Big Boss remains. Also, what a cool-ass stage. Right? He's opening with movement. Ooh. Not optimal. And again, same thing I noticed against you. Also, that's a tight flip around. But it's the same thing I noticed against you, is he... He ends strings early, like he won't finish the last hit, so he can take his mental frames. That's what happened here, when he got counter hit. And boom. He does the first 2 hits of a 3-hit string. Or 3 hits of a 4-hit string, because there's a big kick that comes next. And then he got counter hit trying to push a button. And the fourth hit, you know, you can duck launch the fourth hit. But because he ended it early, he's minus a shitload, but, you know, there's like a mix-up. And I'm so used to playing against really good Lees that, like, as soon as I recognize the string is over, I'm poking, and I'm hit confirming that down forward 2-1. And if I was better, I would have killed without the mix. But, alas, the mix, and... Oh, do I get the thing? No. And then, look at that. Using that third dimension, just because I know that I was only going to do a micro step and block. Because he does have quick homing moves out of stance. And since he went for a grab, which is super linear, I get the launch punish. Yep, there's the 3 hits. Right there, I should have ducked and then committed to the string. I didn't duck the thing. And right here, I didn't want to burn the... Low. Yeah. I didn't want to burn the floor break because I wanted to get it. And this time I decide, screw it, I'm just gonna pop the floor break. And then the mix. He goes low again. Right, I catch him after the string. He hits more buttons on whiff, too. Like, he'll whiff a button and then just hit his next button. So as long as I don't even need to be tight on my whiff punishes. They just need to have hurt boxes out there. Like, I just need to throw boxes out there for the punish. Got him with the old full screen wizard. Yeah, the easiest throw in the game to break. It always surprises me when it gets broken, too. My plan was for him to break it, and then I backdash and whiff punish. And then it didn't come up. Oh, and now we find out how he gets up. Good block. See? And if we look, this is what I learned in the first set. Right? He comes in with this. I'm just gonna duck. And I take a little bit of damage. It's his turn again. I'm just gonna duck again. And this is my reward. This was my risk over here. Right here. This is my reward. And this. Right? This was my reward. All of this. And this was the risk. So we'll keep it going. And again, he's just not breaking throws. And again, he's going high. So I'm just gonna hard duck. And then, yeah, the kill. It's the old, you're not gonna get out of this kill. Ooh, and I thought for sure he'd stay down again. Alright, the unblockable. I'll eat another one. The duck. Again. See that situation? The exact same one as before. He comes in. I duck. If he does the high, he's dead. He does the mid. Okay. If he does the high, he's dead. He does the high, he's dead. Or if he does the low, I was gonna low parry it. And then I was a bit slow on taking my turn after his wall standing 4, and he gets me. Punish could have been better. And again, I know he is looking to go low, right? That would have been a perfectly fine time to duck. I eat that. I'm just going to duck again. And we're guaranteed a low parry. I was just going to hard duck because he's taking risks on the low versus high versus mid thing, but he's not taking any, and then death. He's taking risks on the low versus high, but he's not throwing out moves that are punishable, right? Because you think in your head, oh, that mid that's minus 11, that's bad. I'm not going to use that. Instead, I'm going to use the safe high. But it's like, the safe high is far more punishable than that unsafe mid. Like, the risk is much higher, because the risk is an entire combo. So, yeah, he also stopped using Lee's mid kick that is big boy mid kick, heat engage, everything in neutral button that's safe. But, I mean, that was just a pretty clean win on my part. Like, I lost a round because I hesitated after blocking a wall standing 4. It's on me. So, what did he need to do to beat me? Well, a lot of stuff. Starting with, he needs to commit to higher reward mids if I'm hard ducking. If he had just done more hop kicks, or down for, you know, the launching mids, I would have been in a bad spot. Or at the very least, I would have eaten more lows, more highs, etc. I was not scared to duck because I don't want to get looped by Lee's lows, and Lee's love lows. So, yeah, higher reward mids. Yeah! Hop kick. Fucking any mid launcher that's not launch punishable. Right? Don't do your launch punishable mid launcher. But any other mid launcher, yeah, he could have let that shit rip. I would have died. But he didn't. Yeah. There was also I mean, I also kind of overwhelmed with offense in a lot of situations. It was the epitome of, I take your whole life bar because I want an interaction. But, I mean, you can't just keep going low or high when I'm eating mid after mid after mid. Because I'm like, the other thing, the flowchart was too consistent. So he needs to diversify his flowchart. Because every time after the overhead, he went for the double mid punch into a high. So I didn't know if it was because I got hit with the mids that he went high, or if he was going to do it either way. Either way, I was calling it out and I wasn't changing anything. He could have beat me. And I will say that he chose not to. No, I mean, I would have adapted as well, but you need to make your opponent adapt to you. You can't just give them the thing for free. Right? So that does wrap up my Big Bosses Remains match.